Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. In this one, we're going to be going over the best Solar 3.0 build you can run for Titan, specifically for PvE, not really for PvP, but you will chunk bosses. Let's just get this out of the way. You are going to chunk bosses using this build. It's a pretty much like a mini version of the Bonk Titan that we had, but since they made it so 1-2 punch doesn't work on the tiny throwing hammer, it's pretty much void now, and just don't use those. So you don't really need to use 1-2 punch shotguns anymore. It's actually not necessary in the slightest. This really just comes off of the Synthocept, so this is just going to buff our melee range, and being surrounded buffs our damage, which most of the times we are going to be buffed from our just being surrounded in whatever activity we're running. But that paired with the mini hammer, the throwing hammer, makes for really, really good damage. And most people know this, but I just wanted to let this be known now. So there is that to keep in mind. As for our aspects, we got Soul Invictus. This creates sunspots. Sitting in the sunspot gives us damage, restoration. It's just so good. Enemies die sitting in it. It's really overpowered. And we have Roaring Flames. This is just basically we get a kill with a solar ability. It's gonna increase our damage of our solar abilities, and it stacks up to 3 times. That pairs with the throwing hammer, so you can just spam throwing hammers at people. When you pick it up, you get cured, and it just makes this chain of absolute destruction. As for fragments, I'm running blistering, solace, torches, and singeing just to get faster regens on some of our stuff. But honestly, I think these are very, very interchangeable. A lot of them, but I do think that Solace is really, really good to keep on because your restoration is with increased duration, which is super fun and super good. So you're gonna want to keep that on. But as for our stats, I'm just gonna keep on rolling here. I would run as high resilience as you can for PVE. I like to have 8 to 10, 10 being the best you can get, obviously. If you can get 10, go for it, but I went for 8. I could get to 9, but yeah, I didn't feel like doing that. Then I have 9 recovery. I think this is the second most important stat now in PvE. If you have 10 resilience, you're already like gonna tank so much. So you can just run 10 resilience, like 8 to 9 recovery, and then everything else, on my opinion, doesn't really matter. But I do have 8 discipline because a lot of my armor just has really high discipline, as you can see. So keep that in mind. As for important mods, I don't really think there's really any mods that are super important. I am running a well build, a elemental well build. So when I get a kill with my powered melee, elemental well spawn, things like that. Well ordnance. If it's a solar one, I get additional grenade energy that just helps proc roaring flames more. If we go into here, just some damage resistance, some scavs or something, and wells of life right here, which increases our we get regen every single time we pick up a well, a solar well, I should say, and that procs into a lot of our things right here. Solace, that procs that, so we're gonna have increased duration of restoration, which is really nice. We also have explosive well maker, so when we rapidly defeat opponents with explosive damage, it spawns a solar elemental well. Explosions, like from our grenades, if we cause enough scorching, that counts. If you use Sunspot, I believe that also, or Sunshot, I should say, that also counts, so keep that in mind. And for down here, we have another Well of Ordnance because it increases the effect, and Solar Fulmination, which increases the damage and the radius of our ignitions that we'll be causing. Also have Bomber on, so when we use our class ability, our grenade cooldown is shortened, which is awesome. But that's pretty much it when it comes to the actual build. That's not what's really important. I think what's important really is your Synthocepts, your Roaring Flames, and your Throwing Hammer. To boost the damage even more, you can use Tractor Cannon like I have here. So pretty much what this does is when you shoot a mob, it's going to suppress all their abilities and makes them more vulnerable to all incoming damage. So what you do, you find the boss, you shoot it with this at like 1 to 2 times, I don't know, and then just go to town with the hammers, and then after a while just hot swap back to this, shoot them, and keep spamming the hammers. You do insane damage, and really is absolutely disgusting to run. I am going to showcase the build off a little bit here in the Nightmare Containment, and you can see how much damage that we're going to be doing to some bosses. Okay, so we have just started the Nightmare Containment. I'm going to try to get one of the big boys without attracting any of these guys. Because I want to try to show off the damage as much as I can. And I ain't seeing a lot there. Okay, what a great nade, but that's okay. So, I'm going to melee him. I am at Roaring Flames 1. And I'm just going to spam our hammers a little bit. You can already see how much damage we're doing. But I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do that, and you can just see just how hard he got chunked. It's insane. And I still have our Roaring Flames ×3, and as long as I can get more ability kills, then that's never going to go away. It'll just restack. So, okay, I completely ripped. Sorry about that. And I can't see what am I looking at? Alright, we kept it somehow. It takes a little bit of getting used to, because these hammers don't track, but you can see how much damage that we're doing. It's actually disgusting. I am going to throw a nade there just to try to help. But we're getting to a more of a champion spot here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go boom, boom. Oh, he went immune? What is that? That's not fun. But yep, it's pretty much just this loop of either A, just go for tractor cannon, then melee, or something of that nature. This is really, really gross. I'm just going to chain my melee kills off these guys. They die in one hit, so no big deal, and I'm going to get it back. So you can literally just sit here and do this. I am going to melee this guy, though. Alright, so hopefully we can hold on to our stacks here without losing them. Oh, we definitely can. And every single time we get a kill with our melee, it's just going to trigger sunspots again. Alright, but here we go. We're going to go boom. Boom. Look at that damage. That is insane. And when you have Unstable Essence, I'm getting double the duration, like I was saying, because I'm running Blade of Dreams. And there you go, boys. That is how you chunk in Destiny 2 now. As a Titan. So, one more time. Look at that. One bang, a overload champion. Like, that is crazy. And it literally is so easy to do. And I hope you all learned something from doing this. But that's all I have for today, guys. If you enjoyed today's build video, please leave a like and subscription. It would really help the channel grow. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.